Alicia, good morning. The Race for the Cure will actually take place here behind me in Shane Park at the corner of Shane and Atwater Streets in Detroit. The money raised here from the Race for the Cure here in Detroit will go to benefit organizations like the Karmanos Cancer Institute's Helping Hands program. They simply take that money and begin helping people like Jenny Stewart. Here's her story.
My father had prostate cancer. I was 15 and he passed away.
Less than 10 years after her father died from cancer, Jenny Stewart came face to face with the silent killer herself. November last year, Jenny visited a new doctor. It was part of a new insurance plan she got, basic health insurance that covered 4 visits a year.
She gave me a physical. She said, okay, we don't have to do the pap smear, but I do want to feel your breasts. And I thought, why?
After all, there was never a history of breast cancer in her family.
I then thought, well, my mother has had lumps removed her whole life, none of which have been cancer. And I'm very much like my mother. And I remember her whole life, she's always said to me, we're lumpy people, and just kind of made jokes out of it.
This time, it would prove to be no laughing matter. A biopsy was done. Then the news.
I was about to go out to dinner with Jason, and it was like 7:30 at night, and I was putting makeup on, and I put my phone on my desk, and I put it on speaker, and I saw that it was my doctor, and I was like, oh, she's calling to tell me that, it's all good.
This time, the news was far from good.
Jenny, I'm sorry to call you like this, but I didn't want you to have to wait and come in. And that's when my heart went, phew. I could just feel my heart sink. And I'm like, yeah? She's like, you have cancer.
As with most 20-somethings, she carried the bare minimum for insurance, and why not? These photos show her with her husband, Jason, athletic, eating healthy, a private contractor, starting her career, but she knew she had to get help fast. She called a local hospital, but they weren't very helpful.
So I hung up with them, and then I called Karmanos.
Karmanos Cancer Institute, may I help you?
And I was like, I started whispering on the phone, and it was the weird thing because I started whispering. I was like, I have cancer, and I couldn't say it out loud.
Cancer, a word well known to those with the Helping Hands program at the Karmanos Cancer Institute. Every year, thousands come together for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Hundreds of thousands of dollars are raised, and more than 75% of those funds raised stay right here in Metro Detroit to help people fighting cancer. People like Jenny Stewart.
And I know every time I look around at everyone, I'm knowing that their money and their support went towards people like me who had no insurance, no money. And so I think it means the world.
And just to clarify, when Jenny Stewart says she didn't have insurance, she did have that basic health coverage insurance, but it didn't cover big things like cancer coverage and getting treatment for it. Jenny now, happy to say, has had those lumps removed, and she is in the reconstructive phase of her surgery. We're live this morning from Shane Park, the news site of the Race for the Cure. I'm Nima Shafei, 7 Action News.
All right, Nima, speaking of the race, we just talked about it with Alicia a little bit ago. It's a couple days away. Can people still register, and if so, how do they go about doing it?
Yeah, they can simply just go to our website, WXYZ.com. Our web people have put everything, all the information, that they need to know right on our website. Again, our address anytime, WXYZ.com. Vic?
All right, we appreciate it, Nima. Thanks so much for her inspiring stories. So many like them.
I know.